welcome back. Today we're going to revisit the Halo 5 Legendary ending and try and formulate some reasons as to why Cortana needs a Halo ring and possibly the entire array too. So before we start, don't forget to leave a like, I'm sure this video is going to earn it. Let's go for the usual 500. So I'm going to start off with the glaringly obvious reason. She's trying to take control of as much of charted space as possible in a way to assert the creator's dominance. The best way to assert your dominance and control as a faction over the galaxy is to control the things that can wipe out all life with essentially the click of a button. Obviously Cortana would never use the Halo array because she wouldn't be able to just destroy one race with it. There'd be tons of collateral damage. They just act like nukes in real life. Basically, countries with nuclear weapons are, hopefully at least, never going to use them. They just use them as a deterrent and something to show a country's strength and power. It'd be the same for the created. Cortana would never actually fire the rings, just use them as a means to bully humanity and the other races in the galaxy into imprisonment on their own planets. Now, going back to my original point about controlling as much of space as possible, she may just be trying to gain control of all significant locations and also points of interest in the galaxy. So for example, the Halo rings, the Ark, specific planets, etc, etc. Now, as likely as this reason is, I'm sure there's more to it than that. Given the sheer amount of evidence and likelihood that Cortana is infected with the Logic Plague, and also is being used as a puppet by the Flood, her gaining control of the Halo array is likely to aid their ultimate goal. This goal, of course, is galactic unification of all races by infecting them with the Flood. So when the Flood do ultimately return, whether it be via an intentional containment breach on a Halo ring, or by travelling to our galaxy from the other galaxies that they've likely infected, they're gonna want the Halo rings under control and out of the enemy's hands, seeing as they were built with the sole intention of stopping them. Now, also stemming from this is the fact that Cortana might need some Flood to initiate the Flood's return. So for example, she might need to use the Flood within Flood containment facilities on Halo rings to sort of ease in the Flood infestation of the galaxy, before the bulk of the Flood come into our galaxy from other galaxies. There's also the off chance that Cortana plans on using the rings to defend herself and the created from the Flood, if somehow she isn't infected with the Logic Plague. Now, this kind of makes sense because she does have access to the domain, so she should have access to all the information ever gathered by and about the precursors, so she'll probably know about the precursor's final test and what it entails. And also, using simple deduction, she'll probably realise that that test is going to be happening very soon. Therefore, she's either going to use the rings to protect herself, or she truly does want to help humanity and keep them safe, as she said in Halo 5. So she could use the rings to eradicate any Flood that may come and try and take control of the galaxy. This is pretty much unlikely overall, however, as to do so she'd have to get the entirety of humanity and any other races that she wants to save as well to all emigrate to the Ark, which isn't exactly going to be the easiest of jobs. Now, just because we saw Cortana gain control of a single Halo ring at the end of Halo 5, it doesn't mean she has control of the entire array. We also don't know exactly when this legendary ending takes place, so let's say hypothetically, it takes place in 2559 after Halo Wars 2. This would likely mean that the ring being repaired at the Ark in Halo Wars 2, which is looking like Installation 03 right now, is fully repaired. Let's then say that the ring Cortana gains control of at the end of Halo 5 is in fact Installation 03. Why would she need this ring in particular? Well, the bulk of her forces right now are Prometheans, and to be created, Prometheans require the souls of living beings that have been digitized by the Composer. These souls are located in the Composer's Abyss, which is on Installation 03. This makes sense, as to keep the entire galaxy in check and monitored, Cortana is going to need more than the Guardians. She's definitely going to need some ground troops and infantry.
I find that interesting to see people try to explain something like this, because we all kind of know why she needed the rings, because in the most recent Halo game. But yeah, I feel like he explained everything kind of well, his theories and everything. But I really loved, spoiler alert, I really loved the ending to Halo Infinite, where Cortana basically was just like if you knew how you were going to die, how would you live your life differently? And I feel like that, she, you heard that at the very beginning of the game, where it was like you heard it, like Chief heard it, but then she ended up asking Atriox that, and then I feel like she kind of knew then that she was going to die. Like, she had to die. Like, she kind of knew what she did was wrong, and she had to die. So, but yeah, I kind of forgot that the end of the Halo 5 Guardians, that Cortana had a stinking Halo ring under her control. Like, I totally forgot about that. I don't know why, but I did. And oh my gosh, that is so cool.